Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and I thought we could talk a couple minutes about DC Black Label and Batman. Well, I have to say, one of my favorite things out of DC Comics over the last couple of years has been Black Label. It gives us a bit of a new, darker, and even very adult take on multiple DC characters, and we're finally getting that Batman release they've been talking about for years. Now, way back in 2018, DC Comics first teased Marc Silvestri Black Label Batman project, which ironically would feature him teaming up with the Joker. After 4 years, DC has finally formally announced the Batman Joker, the Deadly Duo, a 7-issue series from Black Label that's going to be illustrated by Silvestri and is coming up this November. Now, in typical fashion, DC has released a full description on Batman Joker, the Deadly Duo, and I have to say, they have my attention. It actually reads, the Joker will go to any lengths to get Harley Quinn back after a strange and mysterious culprit abducts her, but who would be brazen enough to incur the Joker's wrath by committing such an unthinkable act? To compound the terror, mysterious Joker-like creatures are stalking the streets of Gotham, collecting severed heads, and no one knows why. Furthermore, Jim Gordon is missing, and after receiving a package containing a bloody piece of Gotham's police commissioner, Batman realizes he must be willing to do anything to save him. But how? When the Joker proposes an uneasy alliance with Batman, the answer to these questions become clear, and they will shake Gotham City and the Bat family to their core. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Silvestri, some of his earlier works at DC Comics include House of Mystery, Weird War Tales, and some of those other early 80s classics. And since then, he's only provided interiors for one DC title back in 1996, which was Batman Black and White. Now, Silvestri actually dropped a statement about the series, and he said, Batman and the Joker are two of the world's most iconic characters, and have been at each other's throats for more than 80 years. I always thought it would be pretty entertaining to have them on the same side, so I wrote a story about it. Needless to say, stuff happens. Now, that's a nice little tease for the upcoming comic, and I do have to say I am curious on seeing this Batman Joker team up and the dynamic it brings. I also like the storytelling freedom the DC Black Label provides, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they're going. I'm sure there's a lot of death, blood, and carnage headed our way, and these comics are always a bunch of fun. Now, in addition to the covers provided by Silvestri, Batman Joker the Deadly Duo will feature a bunch of variants by other high-profile artists, including Greg Capullo, Kyle Holtz, George Furness, Kelly Jones, Christopher Mitten, and even Jim Lee. Now, there's no doubt this will be a pretty big event for lots of fans. Teaming Batman and the Joker together is something that's not often done, but this is an out-of-continuity series, and I think fans might actually embrace it. Now, I've been running most of the art here in the background from the various artists that are going to be supporting this project, and that might be one of the highlights of the announcement, I have to say. You do see some variation in these artists, but I actually love this style for Batman, especially some of the callbacks to that 1980s look that the character ran with back in the days when Silvestri's work was much more common over at DC Comics. Now, we don't really have to wait too long before the series comes out. The first issue will be available both in stores and digitally on November the 1st, with issue 2 followed up on December the 6th. So we're going to get a look at this book pretty darn soon, and I think it's something people should be pretty excited for. Now, obviously, we're going to cover everything DC Comics and Batman here, so if you want any more updates, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and don't miss anything. But until we know more, what do you guys think? Are you a fan of DC Black Label and their out-of-continuity storytelling? And how do you feel about Batman and the Joker putting their differences aside and teaming up to solve this mystery? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.